So when it comes to the government, they love to tell you what to do. Because sometimes they're telling you what you can and can't tweet about. And other times they're telling you how many chickens you can keep. Because this is the kept bird registration form. And it's for keepers of less than 50 poultry or other captive birds. And that's exactly how it sounds as well. Just anyone with a couple of birds in the UK. Now you got to register them with the government. And what we've got here, you are genuinely just looking at the application form for what you're going to do. Like if you want to keep a couple of chickens. Like I used to have pigeons as pets as kids. At the bottom of our garden when we were growing up. We used to have this one called Pidgey. He used to stand on one leg. Like they were in the shed at the bottom of the garden. But we would just bring them in the house. I must have been like 10 years old. But here we are in the modern day. And I'd have to register Pidgey. Like it really is awful. It's one of those things, like, you know when an American makes that joke? That, oh, have you got a license for that? That really is the case. Like, it's not a joke. That really is how it works. But if you have a look here where you're picking your genders, you've got all of the normal ones plus the doctor. But then you've got MX, as well as other. So they can't even keep it out of the government forms. Not even the chicken form. That is awful. But if we scroll down to these two parts here, you can see not only do they want the location, name and address of where you keep the birds. If we scroll down a little bit more, you can see this is where they want the individual details. So they want you to break it down by species and by number. Obviously that's to do with the license. But it also says, what do you keep the birds for? Like not only have you got to apply for the license, you've also got to tell them what you keep the birds for. Like, that really is mad. For the government, like, these really are some nitty-gritty details that they're getting into. And yeah, you can see they do have pigeons on the list as well. And then you got the same with the government forms as well. You've got to write the name in block letters. And you've got a load of stipulations as well. But it says that you got to let them know within 1 month. If anything changes, like if you change address, or if you start keeping 50 or more birds, then I'm sure you got to sign some sort of other license. And I'm sure that license comes with a fee. But bear in mind, like this is a crime. If you break this is a crime. In fact, let me just find out what it is. Okay, so it's actually worse than I thought. Because it says that the registration is free, right? So it's free. Happy days. We'll put that in green. But it says the failure to register your birds. Just that sentence alone. That's awful. It says it puts you at risk of a hefty fine, which is as much as £2,500. And it even says here that you could potentially get a short jail sentence, just for having a couple of birds that you don't register. That really is awful. Like, you got to fill in this government form. And if you change the species or the poultry of the other captive birds that you keep, well, they'll give you a £2,500 fine or they'll stick you in jail. But let me know what you think. Do you think that the government need to know if you have a couple of chickens? Like, there's just really no need for it. Like, just a chicken as a pet. It's all good. But if you really want to see just how bad things are in the UK, then make sure you check out this video with 20 reasons why the UK is doomed. Or as Trump would say,
this country has gone crazy.